I'm even paying for a person to do psychic surgery on me to see if I can alleviate my symptoms.
Oh,
I never
wow.
I never knew that this process was gonna be so deep, but it is. So I don't know if you guys remember that I was doing this therapy with this man called bioenergetics.
Yeah, you mentioned it. But the energy healing, right?
Well, Dustin would try to do some therapy on me, but he said that my body rejected
Oh, wow.
because sometimes your higher self wants for you to do it yourself. So he couldn't help me.
So how do you have to do it yourself?
I'm gonna tell you. Um, the thing, okay, I've been learning a lot. Yo en estas 2 semanas he aprendido, pero demasiado. Hay muchas cosas que yo no sabía que ahora estoy aprendiendo a través de este proceso. For example, like when you open your Akashic records, you have to close them just how you close the Reiki section. I didn't know that because when you leave the Akashic records open, you can actually connect with past lives and be stuck in a past life, and then it's gonna be harder for you to end the karma. I didn't know that. That's something that I learned in these 2 weeks. Una cosa que yo aprendí en estas 2 semanas es que cuando uno abre los récords acásicos, igual que cuando uno termina la terapia de Reiki, uno tiene que cerrar ese portal, porque o si no uno se queda clavado en esa vida y es bien difícil. Y no solamente eso, cuando usted abre ese portal, usted está sensible a ataques psíquicos, ataques de entidades negativas, y eso hay que cerrarlo. Another thing that I learned is that what we're learning of Reiki and doing energy therapy is so important as how it is to do this. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you something, guys. A year ago, when I started to be Infinity Creator, I met a lady, and this lady was gonna enter the group, but I was afraid of the lady because at the time I didn't have the consciousness that I have today. And before, I was very firm in my belief that you didn't need energy, energy therapy, because if you do your shadow work, you will heal. As a matter of fact, Dustin was the one who changed my belief because I was very firm on that, on the belief that you didn't need to do that. And when I met this lady, she was even going to enter the group, but I was skeptical. I didn't want to, and as a matter of fact, I blocked the lady. So after I paid this guy for the 4 therapies, I was able to sleep for 2 weeks. And then last week, my insomnia came back. And that's the reason why I'm telling you that energy work alone is not enough if you don't do the shadow work. Because what's going to happen is that the energy is flowing, but you still having the same belief. So the blockage is gonna come back. So after 5 intense therapies with this man, my insomnia came back. And I was so frustrated like you guys have no idea. Entonces, después de, no sé si lo dije en español, hace un año yo conocí una señora que ella sabe hacer cirugías energéticas y eso es un don bien difícil. Eso es bien difícil que la gente desarrolle ese don. It's so hard to find somebody who does psychic surgeries. It's so rare because in order for a person to do that, they need to be an expert in the astral. Para que una persona pueda tener ese don, la persona tiene que tener un súper desapego a la muerte. The reason why that gift is hard is because the person has to be conquer the fear of death. and be so comfortable of being in the astral that the person is able to do it. So back in like on Wednesday, a friend of mine that was actually Christian with me and actually was a leader with me in church, she called me on Wednesday. Like I was like I couldn't sleep for the entire night, and I guess she saw me on WhatsApp, so she decided to call me, and then I felt so good because she was actually having the same symptoms that I have, but her symptoms was actually for years. For years, as a matter of fact, she had what is this? A stroke. She had 3 strokes out of not being able to sleep. Because, all of this time I was feeling alone. I'm like, nobody else is experiencing this. Nobody else is telling me what to do. So I was kind of like, crying. I'm like, what am I going to do? I don't know what to do. This is like something very frustrated for me. So we decided to talk, and we were speaking and speaking. And then out of the sudden, I remembered that lady. And I remember that lady that was doing psychic surgery, and I decided to send her a message. Entonces el miércoles, en medio de mi insomnia, me dio por llamar, me llamó una amiga que era una amiga mía cuando yo estaba de líder en la iglesia, y ella me contó que ella también tenía insomnia, que tenía una insomnia tan grave que hasta le habían dado derrames cerebrales. Entonces ahí me acordé de esta señora que yo había bloqueado, que hacía terapias energéticas, y me dio por contactarla. Y cuando la contacté, ella me dijo que ella me iba a hacer una terapia gratis y que ella me iba a enseñar a hacer esa terapia. Like when I talked to this lady, I had to apologize. I said, I'm sorry, but I didn't have the consciousness that I have today. But I really want to inquire about what you do. And she said, well, I'll give you the therapy for free. And I'm going to teach you how to do it. So she's going to teach me how to do it. And I don't know how is it that she does. She has this gift that I never heard of this therapy. It's through these magnets that, as a matter of fact, they sell them on Amazon. And then it's like with those magnets, you realign your energy with those magnets. So she started doing therapy on me on Thursday. I was able to sleep. On Friday, I was able to sleep. On Saturday, I was able to sleep. But on Sunday, it was I have so many things happening on me on Sunday. But as she was doing the therapy on me, she was explaining to me how we really have to work on protection. Una cosa que esta señora me explicó que es muy importante es lo mucho que nosotros tenemos que trabajar en la protección. Y yo no sabía eso. Ella empezó a decirme de cómo uno tiene que protegerse a través de estos baños energéticos. She was actually talking about this energetic bath that we need to take in order for us to cleanse our energy. How and then she was actually telling me about how there was actually nuts in the astral that I had, and that basically everybody in my surroundings was actually a fractal of Joshua's father. Like, for example, she told me that Joshua, my daughter, was actually a fractal of David, and they actually killed me too. She said that my father and my mother were actually twins, and they were fractal. I'm like, did I freaking manifested everybody from my past life that is related to this? And she said yes. And she told me that I have these nuts, like a nut in my energy that connects me to a program that is related to masochism. Another one that is related to homosexuality. Another one that it was related to, I don't know, I don't remember. There were 3 programmings. And then it's like I made a vow in a past life to actually not being able to sleep. The reason why I'm telling you this, guys, is because when it comes to healing, there is a lot of learning that we gotta do. A lot of learning. Because freeing ourselves from the programming is not that simple. It's not, oh, let me go ahead and take a class and then I'm gonna be okay. No. I thought that I actually thought that it's not that simple. So she did the 3 days of cleansing energetically, and now she's taking a break. I don't know what is the next step. Sunday, it was horrible for me. I couldn't sleep. I have so much anxiety. I have so much anxiety that I only slept 1 hour. But yesterday, I was able to sleep a full night. Hopefully today, I'm gonna be able to sleep too. So with this, I have good news. I'm gonna learn how to do these therapies too. She said that it's gonna be very easy, and then she's gonna teach me. And I'd be more than happy to teach you guys if you guys want to learn. But it's been a challenge. And I really hope that you guys take the Reiki classes seriously, because it's not enough to do the shadow work. We have to find ways to allow the energy to flow, because apparently we're so connected to past lives that it's not even funny. We're very connected. And once a past life activates, it's very hard for you to undo that. It's very hard for you to undo that unless you figure it out what is exactly that you're required to do. I still don't know. To this day, I still don't know what I need to do in order for me to recover my sleep. I still don't know. I'm praying. I'm praying that with all this therapy and all this shadow work, I'm gonna hit the target. But one thing that I'm letting you know with this is that you need to cover yourself and learn how to protect yourself from a lot of stuff. For example, one thing that I learned, I don't know if you guys remember, that I used to like reggaeton a lot. And that was related to me connecting to my sexuality, to the sacral chakra. But like I teach in previous classes, when it comes to the senses, we need to protect the energy, including the music that we listen to. So right now I'm staying away from anything that it doesn't allow for my energy to become higher. So how you guys been? ¿Cómo están? ¿Cómo les ha ido? Están muy callados. How you guys doing? It's like
I'm
the end of the year. Let's talk about everything that we have learned, that we have experienced. You know, today should be a class of at the end of the day class. Let's talk. How you guys doing? How is your process? ¿Cómo les va a todos? ¿Cómo les va en el proceso?
Everything's
Todo bien, maestra. Estoy concentrada, anotando todo lo que puedo percibir de lo que usted está hablando, maestra.
Sí. Ahora yo me estoy quitando el gorro de maestra y estoy cogiendo el de aprendiz. Esto, there is something that I gotta tell you guys. If this process has taught me something, has taught me how to be humble. I needed to be more humble. I wasn't humble. This process has changed my entire attitude about how I see the world, how I see everything. Si algo me ha enseñado este proceso es a quitarme el gorro de maestra y a ponerme el de estudiante. Yo estoy lista para recibir lo que el universo me quiera enseñar. Yo sé que estoy a punto de recibir algo muy grande, eso sí lo sé. I'm very sure that this year is gonna be 2024, and everybody is saying it. Everybody is saying it. But for those that they're doing the work, they're going to receive and reap Dharma this coming year. Para los que están haciendo el trabajo, este año que viene va a ser totalmente maravilloso por la energía del 8. You know, because of the energy of 8. Pero para los que no han hecho el trabajo de la sombra, este año los va a impulsar con mucho karma. Y yo sé, bueno, los ángeles me dijeron a mí que 7 meses se iba a tomar para que yo rompiera el karma y el hizo se vence en febrero. Entonces estoy esperando que pueda terminar victoriosa todo este proceso. Pero bueno, déjenme saber ustedes cómo se sienten. Yo sé que les iba a enseñar una clase de Reiki, pero es que he estado tan mal con la insomnia, tan mal. Apenas ayer pude dormir una noche completa y la tarde completa, que no pude escribir la clase. But we can always learn from each other. And you know, today is the last class of the year. So there has to be something happening with you guys. What is happening with you guys? You guys want to share something? No? We're all going to be quiet. Mary, tell us something.
Mm, everything's good. I mean, I just took a class for microblading. Just trying to do something else. I mean, I'm working, but I want to generate more money. So not that I'm putting spirituality on the back burner, but um, I just, I gotta just move forward. I mean, I don't know what tomorrow holds or the future holds, but um, a new year's coming. I'm not sure what's gonna happen.
What's going to happen? Whatever you want for the year to happen.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just hoping, generate more, more finances, trying to do other things. Just trying to keep up with my journaling. The dreams are very vivid.
Oh, you're working with your dreams?
Still, yeah. I mean, I feel them very vivid at times. I write them down. A lot of synchronicities. So also, I don't know. I think I told you a few times, but I have attended a few of few ayahuascas.
Oh, you did ayahuasca, right?
I have. I mean, not like in Peru or Costa Rica, but I don't know. I feel like I kind of manifested that, and for some reason, I seen it here in Chicago, and it was, obviously it's against the law or whatever, but it's underground, not underground, but like I guess they're really not supposed to be doing it, but they do it, and I've attended a few of them. A lot of sleeping, so I guess they say when you're healing, it's a lot of sleeping, but the last one, I did feel a lot of energy and a lot of purging. Um, Very interesting. It was the last one, like you say, of the year, and it was the last one for them too. It was December something. I think it was the 9th, around that area. And yeah, I mean, I guess everybody's experience is different. Some people are seeing different things. And they say when you sleep, it's because you're healing. Um, and I feel like every time I go, it's just like something different. Like I feel healing, like it's healing too. Um, so I don't know what it holds, but I mean, if it makes you feel good, if it made me feel good, I didn't, it wasn't a bad, I mean, at first I was very, very, very afraid and shitting bricks, but after I got over the fear, which is my own fears, like they said, you're not going to see anything inside of you that's not already inside of you. So I don't know. I don't know what that holds. I plan on doing another one coming up on the 13th. They're not very expensive. It's like a $50 deposit. It's $200. Um, so I don't know. It's in Spanish, so obviously, I can't get the full 100% experience, but um they come here in Chicago, they go to California, Minnesota, so they're getting very popular with their little ceremonies that they have. They're a day long, so like if you go on a Saturday, you go about 7, and then it finishes until Sunday morning about 10 o'clock. You get to drink 4 cups. They do the repe, or the smoke in your nose, that powder in your nose. It's
Mm-hmm.
supposed Yeah, so they do that as well, for people that need it and calm you down. But I don't know. I don't know what it holds. I know it doesn't. I'm not afraid anymore, and it seems like the more I go, I like my third eye was tingling the last time. I felt it very different. So I don't know what will happen, but I don't know. I feel excited, but I don't know why. So that's kind of what I've been doing.
Well, things are for different people, you know?
Yeah.
Um, when I started having insomnia, um, I tried to do weed to see if I was gonna be able to sleep.
Yeah,
And
like go.
instead of connecting to weed, I actually had high blood pressure. So it was not a good experience. So if you're able to connect with that and you feel good and it's teaching you something and you're able to grow, our best guide is our inner self. The best guide that we have is our internal being.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like yeah, I mean, you never talked about it much, but when I seen it, I was like, that's weird, because I was looking it up, and I was like, to see ayahuasca in Chicago was just like weird, and I was like, I had to manifest this. Like it was, I feel like they say ayahuasca, when it finds you, it's like it finds you, like you don't go looking for it. And I was obviously looking it up like months prior, and then all of a sudden I came across it, and I was just like, what is this? And I was like, oh my God, no. But I was gonna tell you, you should try that, if you can find it, that repi, or hepi, what it's called, and it's that powder. They say it's very it's like it's supposed to like make you fall asleep too. It's not like weed, or it's not a drug. It's like you're sniffing tobacco, but it does calm your mind. Like sometimes when you go, because you have to fast for the week, they'll give you that, so you won't be thinking or you're nervous. Um I tried it, and it does really relax you, and like you, even though you're thinking about a million things, like with this, it just calms your mind where you don't even think, and like you literally like fall asleep, like not fall asleep, but kind of just stay relaxed. Should look into it. You never know.
Right.
Oh,
The
that's
thing
right.
is that right now I have supposedly I'm healing a block
A
on my
block.
third eye. And the pineal gland is the one that actually gives you the rest. When people is having problems with the pineal gland, that's when they start having insomnia. So when it comes to that, I had such a bad experience with weed. Like, it was so traumatic how I felt when I first started to do this karma breaking thing, that I'm hesitant to try something new until I pass this. As a matter of fact, on Christmas, my family wanted to spend time with me, and I didn't want to because I don't want to go to sleep late. That's how bad it feels. I
Oh,
feel like if I don't do my routine on time, like, if I don't start preparing to go to sleep, like taking a long shower, and I have to take like a bunch of drugs, like to be able to, like a maxo relaxer. I have to take a anti-inflammatory. I have to take this melatonin. If I don't do that, then I'm gonna miss the opportunity to go to sleep.
oh wow.
So until I finish this process, I don't think I'm gonna be able to try anything.
Yeah.
Because listen to this. My mom gave me a pill that is equivalent to morphine. And when I have those flares of insomnia, not even that puts me to sleep.
Wow.
My mom said that she takes that little pill for like a core of that pill that she gave me to go to sleep. And I take the entire pill, and not even with that I go to sleep. It's like I forgot how to sleep. When I close my eyes, the only thing I see is light. So I feel like I'm going through a process of death. Ustedes saben cómo me siento yo, como si yo estuviera muriendo. Exactamente es como yo me siento. Como que toda mi vida está totalmente, eh, como si estuviera haciendo un proceso de muerte. Así me siento yo. Ha sido bien difícil. Hay veces me pongo a llorar, otras veces me pongo a orar, otras veces me pongo a meditar. Y eso fue por el Kundalini, exactly. And the reason why all of this happens was because the Kundalini arrived. And I'm preparing you guys because apparently this is something that we all go through in the process of death. And you want me to tell you the reason why we all go through this process? I have a keyword. Les voy a decir por qué es tan común este proceso. ¿Quién aquí no ha tenido la programación de víctima? Who has not had the programming of victim?
Mi,
¿Quién dijo me?
yo maestra,
¿Usted no ha sido víctima?
no dije que yo tengo ese,
Ah,
ese problema.
okay. Ah, mi amor, por eso. If you are female, I can guarantee you that you have the programming of a victim. And guess what? The programming of a victim come along with insomnia. Y le voy a decir porque you know what? I think I'm gonna graduate now from medical school. Le voy a contar algo. I've been learning about the nervous system. He estado estudiando mucho acerca del sistema nervioso. Parece ser que hay dos tipos de sistema nervioso, el activo y el pasivo. El activo tiene que ver con las personas que no han sabido manejar sus emociones. El activo tiene que ver con personas que han sufrido de nerviosismo, que son alteradas, que son personas que se enojan, que son personas que, o sea, es que every time I listen to this, I just feel, wow, why didn't I learn this before? And you know what? This is so important for you guys to teach your children. Esto que les voy a decir es tan importante que ustedes aprendan. Miren, ustedes quieren que les diga una cosa, esta clase era para ustedes. This class was for you guys. In my entire life, I never knew that it was so important to learn how to be calm and collected. The nervous system are cables that goes from the top of the head to the bottom of the feet, right? And they're constantly perceiving reality. So the nervous system is the one who interprets reality. So I don't know about you guys, but me, I used to interpret reality in a very bad way. I used to think, and I never knew this until recently. I used to think that everything was against me. For example, I used to hear a lot that people used to tell me, Tatiana, you take things personal. I used to do that a lot. And I was very defensive. So what does that mean? I used to be very argumentative. But in the bottom of that, it relies on an internal system that was so protected, thinking that everything was here to destroy me. I don't know who can save me. I was like that. I was very defensive. Entonces, yo no sabía lo importante que era cuidar el sistema nervioso a través de la percepción de lo que uno interpreta de la realidad. Yo por mucho tiempo pensaba que la gente me atacaba. Entonces yo me defendía mucho. Yo era una persona que yo me defendía mucho y yo era una persona que constantemente, o sea, me enojaba con las personas porque yo pensaba que el comportamiento de las personas estaba relacionado conmigo. Por decir, una persona decía algo y yo nunca pensaba que era personal, ¿cierto? Como que la persona de pronto estaba teniendo un mal día o que la persona, ¿sí me entiendes? Yo pensaba que eso estaba relacionado conmigo y yo lo tomaba personal y yo me sentía mal y yo me sentía triste. Entonces, eso me hizo que yo me volviera bien defensiva. Yo era muy defensiva, yo peleaba mucho. Y ahora yo me doy cuenta lo importante que es uno ser tranquilo. It is very important for us to interpret reality in a neutral way. And because of that, remember, there is a passive and an active nervous system. Illnesses develops. Like, for example, if a person cannot lose weight, it's because they become insulin resistant due to the nervous system. If a person has high blood pressure, it's due to the nervous system. So what is that related to with the programming of what? Victimism. Are you guys following? So when it comes to females, because we have been so abused for so many years, we have developed this system of defensiveness. Because we have been killed, abused, raped, and attacked. Desafortunadamente, la mujer desde que salió de Atlantis ha sido abusada, ha sido violada. Entonces, en nuestro interior, por el sistema ancestral, nosotros tenemos ese problema de ser más propensas a tratar de defendernos. Y cuando uno tiene un problema con el sistema nervioso y se vuelve activo, con los años tú pierdes. Y estamos hablando del proceso físico. No estamos hablando ni siquiera del proceso espiritual. So when it comes to an active, what is this called? Nervous system. With the years, you start losing sleep because your nervous system connects with your pineal gland, and that's what gives you the sleep. So I'm learning something with my children. You have to become a person that your entire environment becomes tranquility, stability, and peace. Nobody has ever told my son how to be anxious. And right now, I'm seeing that my son has anxiety, and he's only 9. And guess what? This is inherited. Why? Because he doesn't feel safe. And why he doesn't feel safe? Because I didn't feel safe when I was pregnant. So now it's my job to reprogram him so he can actually feel safe. So when he's a teenager, he doesn't develop anxiety. And all comes from one word. And the key word is called feeling safe. And who knows where is this safety coming from? ¿Quién sabe aquí de dónde uno desarrolla esa seguridad y confianza? Ustedes saben. Do you guys know where this sense of security comes from? Del corazón a través de la confianza en el yo superior. It comes from the heart, from the trust that everything will be okay to higher self. But because we don't have a relationship with higher self, we cannot believe that there is safety outside of us. And the reason is because we don't have, la razón es porque no hemos desarrollado una relación con el yo superior para nosotros podernos sentir lo suficientemente seguros para que cuando venga algo que está fuera de nuestro control, nosotros entendamos que estamos seguros. Yo no sabía en mi vida que la seguridad era algo tan importante. I never knew in my entire life that having that relationship with higher self was so important that from that everything else was gonna come following. I didn't know that. And right now, that's the only thing that I'm holding on onto that security that I'm gonna be okay. I never knew that I was so afraid of dying. I'm very afraid of dying. Yo no sabía que yo tenía tanto miedo de morir. Yo tengo mucho miedo de morir. Y yo escuché la clase de Reiki que les iba a enseñar hoy y les voy a hablar un poquito de esa clase. Esa clase todavía no la he escrito. No se la voy a enseñar hasta la otra semana porque como les he dicho, he tenido insomnio, he estado mal de la insomnio. Hay una parte que habla de que cuando cuando uno muere, uno puede empezar a hacer viajes astrales. A mí me dio un infarto y yo todavía tengo ese miedo latente, porque cuando uno empieza a hacer viajes astrales es lo mismo que morir. Listen to what I'm telling you. When she was teaching the class that I'm gonna teach you next week, my teacher said that dying is the same as doing astral projection. So yesterday, when I was going to sleep, I told higher self, show me how to get outside of my body so I can lose this fear of dying because I need to conquer this. I'm very afraid of dying, just how you said, Esther. I'm very afraid of dying. And the reason why is because I have a very big attachment to my children. I don't want to leave them alone, even though they might not exist, even though I know with you guys don't think that the classes that I teach, I don't listen to them and I don't try. When I teach a class, I'm the first student. Cuando yo les enseño a ustedes una clase, yo soy la primera estudiante. Y en una clase que yo les enseñé, yo les he enseñado que uno no puede tener apego porque toda persona es un Dios aquí en la tierra y ellos van a poder desarrollar otra persona que los cuide. Eso se los he enseñado yo, pero yo no quiero eso. Mi ego no quiere eso. Yo no quiero que otras personas sean la madre de mis hijos. Y eso me da mucha tristeza que de pronto a través de este proceso, y se los digo, me da miedo morirme porque no los quiero dejar. And you know, I'm the first one to know that I taught this on a class, that we cannot have any attachments because everybody here is a God and that we're supposed, and they can actually generate a person that is going to take care of them. Probably my children don't exist, but my ego doesn't want that. You know, never in my life I wanted to be a mom so much like now. You know, this process is only teaching me how to be so grateful of the things that I never appreciated before. And that's the reason why this process is making me humble. Because I never in my life appreciated how good my life was until yo nunca había apreciado mi vida tanto como con este proceso. Nunca había apreciado lo hermoso que es la paz. Porque eso no te lo enseñan. Mira, les voy a decir algo. You know what is the problem that I see with humanity? They never teach us how to think and they never teach us how to feel. So it's like we have all this power inside of us, but then we either waste it or we self-destroy it because we don't know how to think. Y el problema que yo he visto en la sociedad es que desafortunadamente a nosotros no nos han enseñado cómo pensar y no nos han enseñado cómo sentir. eh, y tenemos un poder dentro de nosotros grandísimo, ¿cierto? Tenemos un poder grandísimo, pero nosotros o lo desperdiciamos o o nos autodestruimos. Así de sencillo. Entonces, por esa razón, yo les digo, tomen las clases en serio. La verdad que en todo este proceso, las clases son lo que me han ayudado a mí a sobresalir. Porque cuando usted, le voy a decir una triste realidad para que la digieran, ningún doctor les puede ayudar a ustedes. I'm gonna tell you a very sad truth. Contrary to the belief of what everybody has told us, there is no doctor that can actually help you. No one, no doctor. When I go to my doctor and I tell her to help me with insomnia, she either sends me a pill that can actually kill me, or she can send me to a psychiatrist so I can be medicated heavily. But even if, you know, they sent me this pill called Trazodone, and when I took that pill, I felt like somebody was banging my head and I couldn't take it anymore. I said, no, I prefer not to sleep than to have this feeling of this pill that is actually intoxicating my body. Entonces, ahora lo que yo me he hecho es estudiar y estudiar, ir atrás y recapitular y recapitular y recapitular. Yo se los he dicho, recapitule. Porque cuando usted recapitula, usted desenreda esos nudos que yo les dije que encontraron en mí. When you recap and you go back, you actually unknot those knots that is inside of us energetically. Recapitular es algo muy bueno. Éter, tú pusiste un símbolo ahí con que estaba soñando. Esa es la primera parte de Hosha Sheshonei, del símbolo de Reiki. Eso que tú pusiste ahí. Por eso Todo lo que ustedes sepan, enséñeselo a sus hijos. Everything that you guys know, teach them to your children. I never knew how important it is for us to sit down with our children and talk to them about emotions. I didn't know. Now I see as much as I could with my child. Mariana is a different thing. Like tomorrow, I'm gonna do this cleanse because I have been feeling so frustrated with this is that is happening to me that my gallbladder is acting up and I cannot end up in the hospital with surgery. And when I read and I ask, that means frustration that I feel like I don't have any alternative that explodes and then you end up. So tomorrow I'm going to do a detox of my liver so I can actually help my liver process all these negative emotions. But unfortunately, my daughter takes such a heavy medications that I don't think I can do it on her. But it's important for us to learn how to cleanse ourselves physically, emotionally, and mentally. The mind is so important. Ustedes no saben lo importante que es la mente. La mente hay que aprenderla a domar. Ustedes no saben las noches que yo he tenido. Es como que el mundo astral se ha abierto dentro de mí. Yo puedo escuchar muertos, yo puedo escuchar voces, yo puedo escuchar un montón de cosas mientras que no puedo dormir. Pero ¿qué hay que hacer? Hay que redireccionar la mente, redireccionar la mente, redireccionar la mente, redireccionar la mente, afirmaciones, 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 afirmaciones. Y acuérdese que a medida que el proceso de ascensión esté más cerca, las energías van a ser más fuertes. You know, now that all these nights that I've been having insomnia, I've been having a lot of fear because I've been listening to the entire astral. I listen to different voices. But guess what? The mind is an antenna that we have to control, an antenna that we have to learn how to tame. So whenever you guys see that I put any meditation, is because I'm helping myself. I'm helping myself. I'm helping myself. And you should do that with your children too. My son came from his dad's house today, and he was telling me that he was very anxious. So what I did, I grabbed the lemon because she told me to do that for 3 days. She told me to grab a lemon with salt that is really thick. It's like big pieces of salt, and to shower with that and then wash it off. I did that so I can cleanse my son. And then sage has become my best friend. I've been saging every day, saging and saging and saging. And I've been trying with herbs so my child can relax. Now he feels much better. But when it comes to this, learn how to teach your very important for you to teach your children how to think, how to feel. Nobody ever told me that. If I knew that at my 44 years old, I was gonna have anxiety, high blood pressure, and insomnia over me allowing my emotions to be wild, believe me, I would act before. But now is the time. At least I'm not 60. So now I'm thinking more about my emotions. I'm thinking more how I react and who do I give my energy. Because every time we have all these kind of emotions, we can either give or receive energy. Oh, this is something that I'm gonna teach you in the next class, but I remember now, and it's very important. And I want you guys to pay attention. There is different dimensions of the mind, Okay? The first dimension, and we learn this in lucid dreaming, and we learn this in some of the Reiki classes. The first dimension that we have is the dimension where we actually aware that we're alive, but we don't know anything else. There is another dimension that is the dimension where we start learning there is a God. So there has to be somebody that created this. So let me go ahead and believe in that God. The third dimension is when we start being afraid of that God and know there is a system that we have to watch ourselves from. But listen to this, and I want you guys to pay so much attention. The fourth dimension, that's the dimension that we're going, is the dimension where we're projecting ourselves in the shadow. What does that mean? We are awakened, we know that we're more than humans, but we need to clear the shadow in order for us to connect to higher consciousness. Pay attention to this. So when we are in the fourth and the fifth dimension, that's when we start experiencing what is called the dark era, which means that we're not afraid of thinking things because we know that we're not going to go to hell. And that's the reason why when you see in social media, there is so many people talking about witchcraft because they want to experiment in their shadow. And when somebody start experimenting in the shadow unconsciously, you can hurt people. So you guys have to be very careful on the things that you think, because now that you guys are in the fourth dimension, you can actually hurt people with your mind. And people can hurt you too, depending on the mentality that you have. Did you guys understand that? What does
Yes.
that mean? Evil eye, witchcraft, just by thinking, for example, oh, I hate this person. Oh, I hope this person. You projecting your shadow. And that's why people get hurt unconsciously by other people. Entonces, la clase que yo les iba a contar hoy, les voy a hablar un poquito de esa clase. Tiene que ver con las dimensiones de la mente y cómo en la primera dimensión nosotros podemos creer que estamos vivos. La segunda dimensión tiene que ver con nosotros saber que hay un Dios. La tercera dimensión tiene que ver con nosotros saber que hay un sistema, que ese sistema está en contra de nosotros. La cuarta es cuando ya estamos lo que llama ahora la cuarta dimensión, que es cuando nos damos cuenta que estamos vivos, que somos dioses y empezamos a explorar la sombra. Pero cuando nosotros empezamos a explorar la sombra, nuestra oscuridad se proyecta hacia afuera. Y de la forma como usted piensa, usted puede dañar a una persona, usted le puede hacer daño de ojo, le puede mandar envidia, le puede mandar dolor. Por eso tengan mucho cuidado de la forma como ustedes piensan, porque la mente es la herramienta más poderosa que nosotros tenemos para sanar. Entonces se los digo para que empiecen a tener cuidado de la forma como ustedes piensan, para que empiecen a soltar mucho de los pensamientos, para que se hagan una limpieza mental. Háganse una limpieza mental que les ayude a conectar. Ah, y otra cosa, bien importante. Another thing that I'm going to teach you in the next class that is so important. Meditation. Our natural state of mind is meditation. So meditation is a tool that we use for us to project our consciousness into higher realms. So usually what we use is the guided meditation, mantras or colors in order for us to focus the mind. So when it comes to that, those are exercises that we can use to learn them, to show the mind how to focus into one thing instead of the mind going from bad or good, cold or no. When you start teaching your mind how to balance and to focus into one thing, you're moving into higher dimensions of the mind. Because the goal is for us to reach the 10th dimension. That's where higher self is. So in order for you to be able to start connecting with higher self, meditation has to become your best friend. The more you meditate, the more your mind appeases in order for you to allow the higher consciousness to dwell in you. Until one day you don't have to meditate, you have full access to higher self, and he's now operating in you, and your ego ceases. So that's important too. Otra cosa que les iba a decir es que la meditación es algo muy importante. La meditación es la herramienta más importante que nosotros tenemos para poder alcanzar al yo superior. La meditación fue creada para dirigir la mente a que se concentre en un solo lugar, porque la mente pendula a través de la ley de la polaridad. Entonces, muchos yoguistas usan mantras, usan colores, usan meditaciones guiadas para que la mente se enfoque en un solo objetivo. Entre usted más medite, usted más va a poder alcanzar la 10ª dimensión, que es donde se encuentra el yo superior. Yo les he estado mandando la meditación de Ivan Donaldson, que fue la meditación que me mandó la muchacha para hacerme la limpieza energética. Es una meditación que les va a ayudar a conectar con su yo superior. I sent you a meditation about Ivan Donaldson. I'm sorry, Mary, that is not in English, but it's about the purple flame. The purple flame is one of the most powerful flames because it has to do with mercy and freedom. The more you meditate with the purple flame, the more you're going to be able to transmute emotions and thoughts that doesn't longer serve you. Entre usted más medite con la llama violeta, usted más va a sentir la libertad y la misericordia, porque esa es la llama transmutadora de todas las energías discordantes. Haga la meditación algo que usted pueda habitar. Y si usted lo puede hacer de día y de noche, eso va a ser maravilloso. Do you guys want to share something? Have any questions? What do you guys think? ¿Quieren decir algo? ¿Quieren compartir algo?
Well, it makes you second think.
Ah,
It makes you second think everything.
what?
Everything you're saying that, you're going through, and because of the Kundalini, and I mean, yeah, it's a lot that you're going through.
But listen to this, Mary. When you were pregnant, did you had an option, like when you were 7 or 8 months, did you had an option to say, no, I'm not having this baby, I'm not pushing it?
Nope, did not.
That's how I feel. Like we have to, is either do it this life, because there is always an option, right? If people doesn't
Yeah.
want to awaken, they can always be sent, because as I don't know if that's the reality of the truth. I don't know. Okay. This is something that a lot of people is saying. A lot of people is affirming that this is our last life in this planet. I know that the people that doesn't decide to ascend, they're gonna be sent to a different planet. So the question is, should I go through this pregnancy and finish it? Or should I abort the baby and just go back to 3D? That's the question.
Yeah, do or die. Do or die. So I mean, yeah, like you said, keep pushing. You gotta gotta go. Yeah, either do it or
Es que
I'd rather do it than die. Go be in 3D.
you know what? It's so funny how my teacher is so spiritual, right? She's so spiritual that when she says these things, you don't even think it's that serious, right? She tells these things like it's nothing, like, oh, I just went to have a cup of tea, right?
Yeah.
I heard her say that she stopped sleeping, right? But I never thought it was a big thing, right? Because she was so calm and collected. She was like, oh, and she said that when she was teaching the lucid dreaming classes, she said, I stopped sleeping. I stopped sleeping. But what I did is that I hugged myself with a lot of love. And then when I was able to go back to sleep, I was able to go back to sleep. That's how she said it. So I didn't even write it down. Why am I gonna write down something that for her it was like nothing? It's like having ice cream. But now that I'm going through this, I'm like, yeah, she did mention it. She did mention it a lot. And but what else can I do? You know, what else can I do? And listen to another thing that she said that I found that it was so powerful that I'm gonna share with you guys. She actually went into a car accident where she actually was quadriplegic. So they asked her from 1 to 10 how much was her pain, right? Her answer was 1,000. So what they did is that they did a collection of pills, but she said that those pills were not taking the pain away. Just how I'm telling you guys that there is no pill that can help me when my body says I'm not sleeping tonight, I'm not sleeping. I can take an injection, I can do whatever I want. And when my body doesn't want to sleep, it's not going to go to sleep. But she said, well, what I did is that I went back to the tools. And that's the reason why. Guys, take the classes seriously. Take them seriously. There is a lot of tools in there that when you guys go to crisis, you guys are going to be able to use it. So what she said is that she started using the best tool ever made. And the best tool ever made is breathing. And I was like, what? Because breathing is prana, and prana is the energy of God. So she said that she inhaled the white ray and she exhaled the violet ray. And that she inhaled and exhaled so many times that her pain started going away. And I was like, wow, that's how I feel right now. Because, you know, besides the insomnia, my back was killing me. Oh, I never mentioned this. Because of past life occurrences with me dying, my head feel like I was decapitated and my back feel like I had a dagger stuck in my back. Last week I have so much pain that you guys would not believe it. I had pain, pain and pain. But now the pain ceased. I don't have any more pain. Right now I don't have pain in my back. Thank God. So I felt just like the words she was saying. I'm like, what? So I started breathing in and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out. Entonces, otra cosa que les iba a decir fue que cuando ella estaba hablando de todas estas cosas, pues ella dice las cosas con tanto amor y con tanta tranquilidad que yo nunca tomé nota. Yo nunca pensé que fuera tan importante uno poner atención, porque ustedes no saben que cuando yo escucho las clases de ella, yo quiero apuntar absolutamente todo, porque no quiero que ustedes se pierdan absolutamente de nada. Porque, y eso que si yo apuntara, imagínense, una sola clase de ella son 3 horas. Si yo apuntara absolutamente todo lo que ella dice, ustedes se aburrirían y ya se hubieran salido de las clases, porque ella dice muchas cosas. Yo porque resumo mucho las clases, pero las clases de ella son bien largas, bien largas. Entonces, eh, yo vi que ella habló de que ella tenía insomnia, pero yo, como ella habla con tanto amor, yo nunca pensé que esto me fuera a pasar a mí. Yo nunca pensé que al despertar la energía, yo sí escuché de que ella dijo que cuando la energía Kundalini se despierta, pues ella va y si hay bloqueos, entonces se estanca, pero yo nunca pensé que era algo que me iba a pasar. Entonces, por eso apunten, apunten, porque en algún momento todas estas cosas usted les va a ayudar. Y esas son cosas que usted no las encuentra en ningún lado. If you go back to TikTok and you said, what to do spiritually when you start having insomnia due to Kundalini, I can guarantee you're not going to have an answer. I can guarantee you $100 that you're not going to have an answer that is going to be satisfactory. Entonces, después de eso, también les quiero compartir que ella estaba hablando, cuando estaba diciendo esta clase, ella tuvo un accidente donde ella se partió la columna en dos y quedó cuadriplégica. Y le decían a ella que de 1 a 10 cuánto dolor ella tenía. Y ella dijo que ella tenía 1000. Y a ella le daban mucha medicina, pero esa medicina nunca le quitaba el dolor. Entonces ella dijo que ella utilizó la única herramienta pues que todos tenemos, que es gratis, que es sencilla, que es la respiración, porque la respiración es la energía de Dios y que ella a través de inhalar luz blanca y exhalar luz violeta, ella encontró la medicina que necesitaba para su columna. La semana pasada yo tenía mucho dolor en mi espalda. Yo sentía que yo estaba decapitada y que tenía una daga en la parte de atrás de mi espalda. Ya gracias a mi yo superior eso se fue. Entonces por eso les hablo de todas estas herramientas, porque a medida, yo no sé si ustedes lo sienten, pero yo siento que cada vez las energías están más fuertes. I don't know if you feel this, but I feel like every day more and more that the energies are very strong. Sometimes I feel like my body feels weird. It doesn't feel like before. And I feel that the energies are super, super strong. And it's only going to get stronger because it's 1 year to reach 5D. 5D. And after 5D, guess what? 6, 7, and 8. That's when we're going to start having, as soon as we start reaching 5D, the shadow should start ceasing. So that's a great thing to achieve. To me, it's a great thing to achieve. I don't know about you guys. ¿Qué más quieren hablar? Imagínense, you guys have been here for an entire year. You guys should be proud. Ustedes han estado aquí por 1 año completo. Se deben de sentir bien, bien, bien orgullosos. No todo el mundo hace este trabajo. Not everybody wants to do this work. So it's very few people that is really, really wants to achieve and conquer their higher self. So if you guys want to say something, feel free to say. I'm not even asking questions. Just feel free to say whatever you is in your heart.
Hi, maestra, buenas noches a todos, a todas. Pues yo sí, hace como 1 semana, estaba así nada más meditando, ni cerrando los ojos ni nada, nada más estaba pensando y está dando gracias, está dando bastantes gracias, por mi familia, así, esto y aquello, ¿no? Y pues se me vino usted a la mente, y pues digo, estaba yo dando gracias por usted, ¿verdad? Porque pues yo no sé las demás, pero he aprendido bastante, me ha ayudado bastante y pues estoy agradecida. No sé cuánto tiempo tengo con usted estudiando, pero que estoy muy, muy agradecida por su vida y por todas, porque todas me han enseñado. Um, Estoy muy agradecida por sus clases. Es todo lo que quería decir. Gracias.
Ay, tan linda. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias porque yo aquí he sido la primera estudiante. I'm the first student. Let me tell you guys, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be so advanced. And I'm not even advanced, but I'm the first. I think higher self set me up. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. He set me up because he knew how much I like to be a teacher. And he knew that through the classes, I was gonna be able to do the work. Because I have to be honest with you, when I was a student, I didn't do the work properly. So because of you guys, I am here. You guys made this possible for me. You guys pushed me to listen to the classes and digest them word by word so I can actually teach you the classes. So we're all on this. Hopefully we can reap together everything that we have, we can reach to the end. And I thank you guys because you guys make me a better person. ¿Alguien más quiere decir algo? Somebody else wants to say something? Andreita, Renita, Angeli.
Hola, hola a todos.
Tan linda, Renita, dime.
Pues maestra, ¿qué puedo decir? Estoy orgullosa de mí misma y de todos los compañeros y compañeras que han perseverado hasta el día de ahora y han dicho, arriba, aquí estoy presente. Y no ha sido fácil, maestra. Para mí no ha sido nada fácil estar hasta el día de ahora aquí aprendiendo de usted y de todos, porque es una experiencia la que vivimos día a día y aprendemos, maestra. Gracias a usted por estar siempre mandándonos esos mensajes, maestra, ayudándonos a resolver los problemas, las dudas que tenemos día a día. Gracias por ese tiempo que dedica al grupo, maestra. No es nada fácil y sé de que cada uno de nosotros ha pasado por alguna circunstancia no tan buena, maestra, pero bueno, yo en lo personal sigo para adelante, maestra, a pesar de que hay veces quiero tirar la toalla, maestra, porque soy sincera con usted y pues las veces que hemos hablado le he comentado, ¿verdad? Todo lo que ha pasado alrededor mío, pero sigo para adelante, maestra. De arrastras, pero llegaré hasta el final. Gracias por todo y gracias a cada uno de los compañeros por estar aquí presente.
Tan linda. Lo que pasa es que este camino es de mucha valentía. This path is actually, it takes a lot of courage because the hardest thing to conquer is ourselves. A lot of people wants to conquer others by trying to change others, but the hardest challenge is to change ourselves. And how do you change yourself? Go ask a person out there, hey, how do you change yourself? It's very hard to know how to change
Yeah.
because there is not a book that can tell us how to change ourselves because we're all so different. And there is so much inner darkness that is very hard to change. I cry a lot when I see things that it shakens me. I cry because I'm like, oh, so hard. But then it's like I can't stop anymore. And I don't have an option. I cannot stop. And I hope that you guys uh, continue to do the changes, continue observing. I know I'm 100% sure that all of you, the ones that I see here in the class right now, have been doing your work. And I can guarantee you that 2024 is going to be the year of abundance. You guys are going to see so much money and so many opportunities. And you're going to see the rewards for all the things that you guys have been doing. Because you have been, and it's not because I'm the teacher and no, it's because I have seen the changes in you. Mary, you're not the same person that started. You have changed a lot.
Yeah, you're right.
You're not the same Mary that contacted me to do Akashi records. You're
No,
you transform.
yeah, for sure. I believe so. I mean, thank you, and the support. I mean, this platform's been a support. I mean, for many things, and I feel like, yeah, I've grown a lot maybe with the last year. Um, like she says, you throw the towel, and yes, many a times. Um, I don't know what tomorrow holds or what's going to happen, and there's a lot of down times. There's ups and downs, roller coasters, and but I'm at peace where I'm at spiritually right now. So yeah, I believe too next year is going to be a lot of prosperity for everybody. I mean, with the numerology, what they say, it adds up to the eight. So karma too.
Amen.
So we're going to be paying karma too. So got to be careful with
But
that.
how much karma? We
Yeah,
already did that. We're
I know.
prepared. How much karma? That's for the people that hasn't paid karma.
I still
I
ask the
can.
thing. I'm still. I If anybody should be saying karma is like I'm still when I finish court in July, but I'm still in court. But I don't even let it bother me no more. I'm such in a better place mentally with that. I don't even give it energy. I'm my own attorney now at this point of the game. I only could laugh, but
You're
yeah,
doing excellent, Mary.
yeah,
You're
it's
doing excellent.
been a
Imagine
long.
that you're even gonna put your own business. Who would have thought of that?
Yeah, I mean, that class was very hard, very challenging. I think the first day I even cried because I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I made the right decision because it is very hard. But my job was very hard when I started 9 years ago, and I didn't know I was gonna, 2 weeks, I was ready to quit too. So I think it's just part of the learning curve. And, um, I just have to trust every day that, the more I practice, the more I'm going to get better and confident in it. But yeah, it's a lot to learn, just like anything new you learn. So yeah, I'm just, dedicated to that to try to learn and do better too with that. But who knows? Maybe I will. I mean, there's other things I want to do spiritually, maybe take an energy class or something. Um, I liked what Dustin was the energy healing that he did was very transforming too, and his knowledge is very good too with the crystals and stuff. So that's probably my next little journey. I'm just like learning and learning. I'm thinking I don't know where I'm gonna end up, but one of the two is gonna do something, I guess.
Um, when it comes to what Dustin learned, um, Dustin paid like $2,000 for that class.
Oh wow.
And to tell you the truth, that was overpriced.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I'm gonna tell you something. Now that I'm more exposed to energy, um, what they what Dustin learned was not even what he was doing was his gift.
Yeah.
He had a gift and he didn't know he had it. but what he was doing was not exactly what his teacher told him. But for example, I used to be with Trevor, and there is people here that knows Trevor, and that takes a lot of experience because, for example, Trevor can actually scan your body and he can tell you where your blocks are. Dustin doesn't have that knowledge yet. Dustin can tap into your energy and clear the energy blocks as he feels intuitive. But he cannot, like, for example, go to your liver and tell you, hey, there is something. No. Trevor is been doing that for longer. And that's the reason why I'm telling you that when it comes to what Dustin did, it's not something that you can learn in a class. It's a gift.
It's
They
okay.
can give you the basic knowledge, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to, it's for example, me with Reiki. I've been teaching Reiki, but I still haven't been able to connect with those symbols. I don't know if it's fate. I don't know if it's not the time. I don't know if because I'm going through the top. Oh, another thing that my friend told me that when you start doing Reiki, these things can actually happen too. She
Oh,
told me, oh, why didn't you tell me you're teaching Reiki? Because you're teaching Reiki, that's what is happening too. I'm like, what? So when it
wow.
comes to energy, Mary, you need to make sure that that's what you want
Yeah.
because energy is very complicated and expensive. As a matter of fact, there was a person that I know that it was doing Reiki and she stopped doing Reiki because what happened to me, it happened to her too.
Oh, wow.
And she stopped giving Reiki therapy to other people. So energy is not as easy as we think. It's not as simple as that. And like I said, you can open portals that you're not supposed to open. And then, and so somebody asked me, oh, so how do we close these portals? Remember that when it comes to Reiki, you have to move your hands clockwise in order for you to close the energy of Reiki. How to close the Akashi records, and I don't know. I have to take the classes. And right now, the lady that wants to be my mentor, she's taking a break. I don't know. The only thing that I know is that you guys have to be, oh, listen to this. Another thing that I learned. When you read tarot, you have to close that and cleanse the tools. When you're doing the pendulum, you have to close it too. So it appears like all these things have a protocol that I wasn't aware of that I'm gonna find out tomorrow because my friend did took a class in tarot because you can actually open portals that you're not supposed to, and then you open these portals to the astral so they can start bothering you. So just be careful with that.
Okay.
I didn't know. I thought it was just reading tarot and just doing it. I didn't know that it was portals, energetic portals that we're not supposed to um open, and like we're not supposed to just open it and leave it like that.
Yeah.
You fix that, please. So once I get all those little details, I'd be more than happy to help you guys get protected. How can you reach Dustin? I can give you his information. I don't know if Mary has been talking to him.
Dustin, I haven't talked to him for a while.
He stopped
No.
talking to me too. I don't know if he went away to Ohio. I don't know what happened to him. After my birthday, he disappeared from all social media.
Oh, wow. I
I can
think,
give you his. Huh?
but he called one time last week, but I was too busy. I was in the class because I was there from 8 and 8, and but yeah, I couldn't answer the phone, but I didn't. I should try calling him back maybe just to, yeah, I haven't heard
Yeah,
from.
sure. After my birthday, he stopped talking to me. I don't know if he got upset because I told him I went to another person to do therapy. I don't know. He's very sensitive. I put his information in the chat. Hopefully he reach out. Sometimes he does that. He goes into hermit mode and then he
Yeah.
doesn't want to speak. But when it comes to energy, that as the better is for you guys to learn how to manage your own. That's the goal. That's the reason why I want to take these classes because I did see the magnets that the lady used to help me, but I just don't want to buy it because I don't know how to use them and then I make myself worse. So she did told me that she's gonna teach me how to do psyche surgery. I don't know if I have the gift. I don't know if it's gonna work, but she
What is
said that since she
what is
saw me last time, she was going to offer me that.
what is psychic surgery?
It's like somebody going in the astral doing a surgery, but in the astral.
Oh wow.
So, for example, let's say that you have a hernia in your back. The person is gonna find you in the astral and is gonna help you. It's gonna heal you. But those people, for example, the only person that I know in the internet that knows how to do that is this lady, but she charges $1,500.
Yeah.
I don't know why people charge us so much when it
Yeah.
comes to a spiritual stuff.
Right. Yeah.
So once I know the details, I will guys let you know. But she said that she wants to teach me. And then whatever I know, you guys, I pass it over. So do you guys have any more questions? Is there anything else? Andreita, are you there?
I'm here, Maestra. Maestra, I wasn't aware that you were going to have a class today. I apologize. I was so late. I missed so
Okay,
much.
it's okay. It's the end of the year class. So it's just like a
Oh,
recap of what we're like the Reiki
yeah.
class is next week. The next
Okay,
Reiki
no, it's
class.
still good. And I'm glad I didn't miss all of it. So,
So Ether, do you know how to close the portal when you're reading tarot? Because you put something here. I went to a ceremony and they did tarot after the class. The lady didn't close the portal, and when I got home, I actually saw a being. So I remember I closed it on my end. I don't know how to close it. If I am in the fifth dimension, I'm crossing. I'm supposed to be, once I pass this test, I'm supposed to connect to the heart, which is the fifth dimension. Hopefully, I do it soon. I don't have any timing. I don't know what higher self plans. I hope it's soon because every time I have the insomnia, I don't know if anybody ever have ever suffered insomnia here. ¿Alguno de ustedes ha sufrido insomnia?
No, I never had it that bad. Not like yours.
no, never.
Se siente como que usted se le olvidó dormir, como que usted cierra sus ojos y hay una luz en en su cabeza. Feels like that. Feels weird. So once I pass this test, hopefully I connect to the heart and the heart heals the body. Remember, always remember that. Once I connect to the heart heals the body. That's the goal, to connect to the heart. Porque right now we all are in the solar plexus. Ahí es donde estamos, en el plexo solar. Si tú puedes, mi amor, Éter, ponnos ahí en el chat cómo se cierra el portal. Cuando se lee las cartas, yo no sabía. Ah, espérese que les voy a compartir el contacto de dos. A ver. I hope you guys had a great night. Did you guys had a great les iba a contar otra cosa importante. I was gonna tell you something else that is important on behalf of. Do you guys know why Christmas is so important? Do you know what is the real meaning of Christmas? Ustedes saben que para que un bebé nazca en la Navidad, tiene que ser engendrado en marzo. Did you guys know that in order for a baby to be able to be, in order for a baby to be born, it needs to be gestated. I don't know if that's the correct word. Gestated in March. Did you guys know that? At the end of March. Do you know what happens at the end of March? Passover. ¿Ustedes saben cuál es el verdadero significado de la Navidad? Es la semilla que uno sembró a través de la muerte para que el renacimiento de la nueva conciencia nazca en el invierno. In order for a baby to be born in December, it needs to be gestated at the end of March. And at the end of March, we have Passover. So Christmas is the renewal of the Christ consciousness, of the consciousness that died during Passover, like our old self. It's like the seed that we actually planted in March in order for us to grow our consciousness during winter. And I know this because my son was gonna be Sagittarius, but he was actually created in March. So that's the reason why I knew that. And then I heard Matias Estefano talking about the same thing. He said, happy renewal of the consciousness. So what we truly celebrating is Christ consciousness. So I wanted to share that. Espero que hayan tenido una bonita Navidad. Mi Navidad fue bien sencilla con mis hijos. Espero que tengan un buen Happy New Year. I really hope that you have a very Happy New Year. Hagan rituales. I don't know if you guys know this, but we need to take advantage of the energies. If you guys can actually clean your house, it's gonna be very important. Clean, clean, clean. And if you need any tips, let me know in the chat and I will put the tips. Si no quieren decir nada más, les deseo una muy buena noche y les
Maestra,
deseo, dime mi amor.
recomiéndenos un ritual, maestra, por favor.
Lo primero que yo hice fue sacar toda la fornitura y fue limpiar toda, quitar toda la fornitura, limpiar por debajo. Puse velas blancas en las 4 esquinas. También hice, eso lo hice en todos los cuartos. Y what I did first was to cleanse my entire house, but energetically, like I rearrange all the furniture around. I actually sage it on the bottom of the bed and in the closets. I threw away a lot of things, but I'm going to think about other rituals that we can do before Sunday so we can actually attract money. I had one, but I forgot. Let me think about good rituals that we can do to attract more money, and then I will put it in the chat. I had a good one, but I forgot. But I really know that you actually can get orégano, albahaca, sage, ruda, y hacer como una infusión que usted la hierve y se baña desde la punta de la cabeza hasta la parte de abajo de su cuerpo en la noche por 3 días junto con el limón y la sal gruesa. So another thing that you can actually do is actually get bay leaves, I forgot, basil, thyme, sage, and do an infusion, like do like if you were doing a tea, and then cleanse yourself from the top of your head to the bottom with the lemon for 3 nights, and that's for New Year's. And any other rituals, I will go ahead and pass it over. I will pass it over. I just don't remember now. I will remember it by tomorrow. And next week we will have the class.
Okay, sounds good.
I hope you guys have a great night, and I'm so glad that you guys were here. I did not announce the class, but you guys came, the ones that needed to hear what I needed to say. So I love you guys, and I hope you have a great night.
Thank